Hello, 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 everybody! Hello! Welcome, welcome. It's Pride Month. Happy Pride Month, everybody. Happy Pride. Yes, yes. Welcome, welcome. Happy Pride Month, everybody. It's the beginning of June. And I hope that everybody is having a wonderful Pride Month. Yes, yes. Ugh, my goodness. I have a little bit of a headache, and I have taken some meds. Took some ibuprofen. We'll see if it knocks it the fuck out. I'm gonna clear chat real quick. If anybody decides to pop on in and say hi, they can. Yes, yes. I'm hoping that everybody is having and will have a wonderful Pride Month. Just wanted to say the simplest message that you are a wonderful, awesome, amazing human being, no matter who the fuck you are. Happy Pride Month, everybody. Yes, yes. Alright, get out of here, music. It's time for big brains. Yes, yes. Alright, chat. I think we have 2 more sections left of the latter half of this case. And I'm gonna try and cram it all into one, because I have a plan. Right? I have a plan. I want to finish cases 4 and 5 before the end of June. And once we're done with Ace Attorney Investigations Collection, then I will start my 100 and... was it the 125? I think it was. The 125 follower goal. Wasn't it? Okay, hold on. Wait. I'm looking. Guys, I follow through with my follower goals. I learned my lesson to actually put games that I actually own as my follower goals. Totally did not put games that I didn't own as follower goals in the past. Nudge, nudge. Hollow Knight. Okay, anyways. Let me look. When were we still working on the 125? I think that was during Echoes of Wisdom. Hold on, let me just pop it on the stream. No, it was not! That was the last one. Let me... what do we got? Oh, come on. Yeah! It was 125. Okay. I will begin my first blind playthrough of The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD. I've never played Twilight Princess. I don't know what the fuck is going on with Twilight Princess, but I am very excited to delve into another Zelda game. I think we all love a good Zelda game in this corner of the internet, chat. So when I'm done with Ace Attorney Investigations, I will begin Twilight Princess, and hopefully, fingers crossed, complete it before my big move in August for when I go to grad school. Hopefully. But that is indeed the plan. Yes, yes. Okay, we have 2 sections. 2 sections left. We are going to crunch the rest of this case. It's time for big brains and water. Ooh, and maybe a little acid reflux to go with it. Just the cherry on top, chat. Refreshing. Alrighty. The test results have just come in, sir. What did we ask for? Oh! the teapot, that's right. I was like, what? Traces of ubiquium were found in the teapot. They were?
just like Mr. Edgeworth said.
So Judy is guilty for... Judy is our prime suspect for the poison gas trap. But we don't know who killed Frost. I don't think she's guilty of murder. I don't think she killed Frost. But I think she definitely set up this poison gas trap that knocked Mr. Gusso unconscious. Curse you! You better not think this means you beat me! You really need to drop this obsession with coming in first, Mr. Winner, because you suck at it! We're all on the same side here, remember? We're all trying to get to the truth. What? But first is best! Everybody knows it's better to be a winner than a loser. That's really no way for a prosecutor to think. Not a successful one, anyway. But I... Oh, enough! Mr. Edgeworth, please refrain from taunting the boy. Ignore him, Eustace. He isn't worthy of your attention. But Gavel! All right, I've hurt his pride. Why don't I take care of things here for now? In the meantime, you can perform the far more important task of going and checking on the victim. Oh, yeah, good idea. I'll be right back. Excellent. We shall see you shortly, then. Yeah, we're just get the child out of here. Mr. Winner's annoying, but totally harmless. Judge Gavel, on the other hand. Now, Miss Bound, perhaps you could explain why traces of ubiquium were found in your teapot. I love her theme. I love the organ. It's probably one of the character themes that I've liked the most in the Ace Attorney series so far. I had no idea there was anything like that in there. Perhaps it's one of the ingredients in the dishwashing soap I use? So you are telling the court you did not intentionally put ubiquium in the teapot? Yes, exactly! Why would I? Until today, I had no idea that it could even be used to make poison gas. That's a lie! We found that out! It's in the cookbook. You're a trained actress, are you not, Miss Bound? I'd have thought you would be a more convincing liar. What do you mean? You have access to the Ultimate Cookbook, correct? A book that just happens to contain instructions on how to create the poison gas used in the attack. Meaning it's perfectly possible for you to know exactly how to make it. You're very well informed, Mr. Edgeworth. Miss Bound, is what Mr. Edgeworth said true? The book does contain information on how to make the poison gas, yes. But the fact that I have seen it doesn't make me guilty. Can I ask exactly how the gas was triggered? The victim used a blowtorch to heat the lid of one of the display cases, thereby melting the ubiquium. Huh, I see. But he locked himself in the room too, didn't he? Surely that, and the fact that he triggered it himself, wouldn't it point to it being a oh, that... Why? Microwave mode. Okay, so she's not willing to admit to anything. Furthermore, where would I have gotten hold of the infesticide, the infesticide, that's how you say it, yes. The infesticide ultra. Oh, I don't know. Perhaps you stole it?
You know, I did bump into Moody Judy a week or so ago. And that very evening I noticed my infesticide ultra had gone missing. Judy, surely you didn't.
Delicia, you carry your bag of pharmaceuticals with you everywhere, don't you? There would have been any number of opportunities for someone other than myself to steal it from you. It's true. And I don't have any hard evidence that it definitely was Miss Bound who stole it. Judes, there's clearly something you're not telling us. Why don't you just come clean, We all know you never hurt somebody for no reason, so... Not you too. You think I'm guilty as well, Mr. Fender? Can you blame me? You've got one wing disguised as another, a gas trap in one of the display cases, and you're the proprietor of the establishment. It's looking a lot like you did it, kiddo. You've got this all wrong. You have to remember the gallery doesn't have any security cameras, nor any security personnel. If some ill-intentioned person or other wanted to get in undetected, I don't think they'd have much of a problem.
Wow, you're practically asking to be burglarized. You need to be more careful. A great thief could have had a field day in here.
And I don't think she's joking. And actually, it seems that Mr. Gusto did, in fact, enter the gallery before it opened. Sheesh! Judy's one tough cookie. She's not budging an inch. Maybe it's time to rock a little technique Gregory taught me back in the day. And what technique might that be? So, hear me out. Everything's connected to what happened 18 years back. Yeah? And since we're not getting anywhere by focusing only on the here and now, maybe we ought to approach this from a different angle and look to the past for clues instead. A turnabout in thinking. So my father used this method as well. Alright, let's run this through the old Thinkatron. How was Jude's involved in what happened back then? According to Miss Bound, it was because of her that Mr. Frost's flavored ice sculptures melted. And yet, his sculptures are here on display at this very gallery today. Is it possible that she... What are we getting at? What are we getting at? My brain's not connecting the dots. Thank you, Fender. I think I know what I need to ask Miss Bound now. Don't thank me, thank your pops. Now take it away, Milesy. I'll grab the popcorn. Miss Bound, you say that you were the one who caused Mr. Frost's creations to melt 18 years ago, correct? I'm afraid so. I was young and foolish, and it was a terrible accident. And yet, what you did allowed you to open this exhibit. No? What do you mean? Yes, what do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? If you're going to ask such questions, perhaps a formal testimony from Miss Bound might be best. Yes, perhaps it might. I'd like to know a little more about Zodiac Hall, and about why Miss Bound decided to dedicate this space to Mr. Frost's works. Very well. If you believe it to be relevant to the case, I will allow it. Miss Bound, would you mind? Not at all. I'll do whatever it takes to prove that I'm innocent. Then please, if you could give us some background on Zodiac Hall and the pieces on display here. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Where are we going with this? I don't know. I feel like I've asked that question so many times when playing any of the Ace Attorney games. Oh my god. It took 18 years, but at long last, I was finally able to buy Samson's home back a little while ago. But a place like this is expensive to maintain, so I decided to turn it into an art gallery. To that end, I collected as many Paul Halik pieces as I could from around the world. Because, if I'm honest, it's always been something of a dream of mine to open a space dedicated to his work. What? Thank you for your testimony, Miss Bound. How wonderful it is that you were able to fulfill your dream. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, everything seems entirely above board to me. Judge Cavell, that was simply the witness's preliminary statement. As you surely know, the value of that testimony cannot be evaluated without due cross-examination. Huh. Spoken like a true attorney. Very well. You may do what you must. What? What? Where are we going with this? It took 18 years, but long. Okay, hold on. Let me look through the evidence. Let me look through the evidence. Okay. I don't know where we're going with this. Sugar composition matches that of sugar found in the pale blue liquid in Artie Frost's room 18 years ago. Sugar detected in the fountain water also seems to be a match. I don't know what we're doing. A place like this is expensive to maintain, so I decided to turn it into an art gallery. To that end, I collected as many Paul Holy pieces as I could from around the world, because if I'm honest, it's always been something of a dream of mine to open a space dedicated to his work. I think I need to press. Let me just press everything. See if I can get something out of her. 18 years. You must have gone through a lot to buy it back, Miss Bound.
This home, this place,
such memory. Oh, she's singing. Such memories abound. I couldn't stand to lose what I had found. We're jamming. Samson, I did what I had to do. To see that home was waiting here for you.
how'd she make it look so easy?
I love his claps. I'll say, but I wouldn't expect any less from a trained triple threat performer. If you could continue with your testimony, Miss Bound. Minus the singing, if you please. Okay. Keep it going. You manage the gallery by yourself, Miss Bound? Yes, well, we only opened today. So this place opened today? What? I don't remember that from the beginning of the case. It might have been mentioned. Shit, whatever, it's fine. We only opened today, so I haven't done much actual managing yet, but I have to keep the mansion going. I can't have it falling down around my ears. Samson could come home any day, after all. So she really got the house back for him. I'm so sorry, Judy. I wish I could have done more. Oh, you've done plenty, Mr. Fender. If anyone should have done more, it's me. Even if the only thing I can do right now is to keep this place safe for Samson. Paul Halik. That was Mr. Frost's pseudonym, correct? Yes, he adopted it while he was working as a sculptor in France. I see. I'm curious about some of the pieces in your collection, more specifically. Oh, how you were able to acquire the Taurus and Gemini sculptures. It was my understanding that Mr. Frost died before he could complete them. Yes, I was able to create replicas for the Winter Wing based on photos of the sculptures he made. Really? Perhaps you should go— oh, here we go. Perhaps you could go into some more detail on that. Here we go. Because if I'm not— wait, it's always something in a dream of mine to open a space yet to do his work. I was able to create replicas for the Winter Wing based on photos of the sculptures he made. But weren't they weird? They were weird, right? Yeah, because when we went into the autumn— wait. We confused them earlier in this case for I think, Aquarius and Capricorn. Right? No! It was Capricorn and Pisces, because Larry drew the sketch of Pisces. It's one of these three okay, hold on. 'Cause, like, I don't know. 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 Let me save. Nope. Mm-hmm. Nope. I don't know where we're going with this. So I'm just gonna try and brute force it. Not this. Because the music is still playing. We know we have the answer correct when the screen pans over to Edgeworth and we don't have any music playing. Oh wait, was it... Hold on. Yeah! She's got something to do with the sugar. I'm afraid you've run out of the road. I'm afraid you've run out of road, Miss Bound. You can lie all you like, but you can't deny the results of the tests conducted on the sculpture's remains. And those tests leave no room for ambiguity. What you had on display weren't replicas. She never melted the statues! That was a lie! She had them all along? Oh my god. What you had on display weren't replicas. They were the very statues Mr. Frost carved 18 years ago.
Oh, I could probably help explain how they worked it out if you like, dear. It's the sugar, you see. You might think sugar is sugar, but the composition is actually very unique. You could probably recreate the statues, but the sweet secret of their chemical makeup? No chance.
Thank you, Miss Scone. I don't recall asking for her help, but still. Ugh! To put it simply, the statues didn't disappear back then because they'd melted. They disappeared because you spirited them away and kept them hidden for these 18 long years.
What? She kept a pair of flavored ice sculptures around somewhere for all that time?
It's not the most out there idea in the world, assuming you had a big enough icebox. Quiet, all of you. Miss Bound, have you anything to say in your defense? So you've already learned that much. Should I take that to mean you admit to having hidden the flavored ice sculptures in question? No, I admit to no such thing. You haven't proven that I was the one who took those statues away. And you won't, because it would have been impossible for me to do so in the first place. The police were already here when they disappeared. How could I have done it without them noticing? How indeed? I don't yet know exactly how you did it, but I'm far from ready to say that it was impossible for you to have stolen them. Wait, oh, okay, there we go. But I'm far from ready to say that it was impossible for you to have stolen them away. You're a very persistent man, aren't you, Mr. Edgeworth? I am indeed, and I won't stop until I get to the truth. I see. Then I better tell you exactly what I did that day 18 years ago. I think it has something to do with the cart. The whole time before judging began, I was waiting upstairs in our living area on standby. Ooh, excuse me, Chad, sorry. During the judging, I had to go change the camera's film cartridge for Samson. Before I could take the camera back to Samson, I discovered Mr. Frost's body. Later, around when your father arrived, I began to make the rounds and serve tea to everybody present. That was when I saw Mr. Gusto entering Mr. Frost's room. And those were my movements on the day it all happened. I hardly see how you could take issue with any of that. That's for us to decide, Miss Bound.
Are you saying there's a contradiction in her story, Mr. Edgeworth?
I'm more focused on proving the fact that she did indeed steal those statues. The question is, when when she would have had the opportunity to do so. If I can pinpoint that, I might be able to prove what exactly she got up to. It was when she was serving people with the cart! Let me save. Change the camera's film cartridge. That's when she discovered the body. Oopsies. I began to make the rounds and serve tea. On the cart. By chance? Oh, too far ahead. Shit. What if I press it? Could I get more out of it? Hold on. Let me press. Just as you did today?
Yes, I went around and offered everybody working on the investigation a cup of tea.
Present company included. I remember it well. You were here, there, upstairs, downstairs, everywhere with that little cart of yours. Interesting. And did anything strike you as strange around that time? Oh yeah! Gregory was singing the praises of Judy's tea, and I think he mentioned his saucer was cold. His saucer was cold? Oh yeah, that's right! Was this the moment when... Yes! Miss Bound, I believe this was when you stole the sculptures.
I hate to contradict you, but the fountain room was full of witnesses at that point, Mr. Fender included. Are you suggesting that I somehow got the sculptures out of Mr. Frost's room, right under everyone's noses?
That is precisely what I'm suggesting. You use the cart! The cart! Miss Bound stole those ice sculptures. She did it by hiding them here. She stole the cart! She put them in the cart! My father and Fender had no idea that one of the sculptures was mere inches away from them. Because it wasn't just a tea set you were pushing around, Miss Bound, but a hidden ice sculpture in a glass case.
Surely such a thing would have been impossible. How could a case of that size fit on a serving cart?
It would have been spotted immediately. Who said anything about a serving cart? I'm not sure I follow, Mr. Edgeworth. What are you suggesting she used instead? The cart! It's a cart! It's the... Whoopsies! It's the cart!
And this is...
It's a fucking cart! The cart that Miss Bound used to move the flavored ice sculptures out of Mr. Frost's room 18 years ago. And it would appear that the very same cart is still here with us in this fountain room. It's a cart!
We originally bought it for use in the contest.
And you're saying that Miss Bound loaded Mr. Frost's sculptures onto this cart and carried them off? I am. As you can imagine, all one would need to do is lay a case on its side, add a tablecloth, and it'd look exactly like a normal serving cart, thus allowing her to move the sculptures around freely. Yeah! Can it be? Holy moly, of course! That's why those saucers were so chilly! They were sitting on top of a big block of ice! Judes, how could you? Got your ass!
Impressive. Then again, you are Mr. Gregory Edgeworth's son. I should have expected no less.
There isn't a scrap of evidence that I stole the sculptures all those years ago now. And yet, I knew that no matter what I said or did, I'd always be under a cloud of suspicion. So you admit it? You admit that you stole them from Mr. Frost's room? Yes, I do. She took them all along! I took those sculptures and their glass cases out of that room 18 years ago. As Mr. Edgeworth correctly deduced, I dressed up the lift cart as a serving cart to do it, and slipped in and out of Mr. Frost's room while I was going around serving tea to everybody. In the end, I'd removed not only the sculptures, but the flavored ice Zodiac blocks as well. Zodiac blocks? I feel like I've seen them for myself before. Oh, yeah! The one where it was super weird to what was it? What is it? Was it Pleiades? It was something really weird because it threw us off because the eye was in there. I think it's Pleiades. There's a huge block of ice on display here. It must be incredibly heavy. Though maybe not. What with it being hollow on the inside. Ah, that's how she was able to get him in. If the Winter Wing really is an exact replica of Mr. Frost's room from 18 years ago, then even though my father never saw them because they'd already melted, the Zodiac blocks must have been in the victim's room back then as well. When I had finished moving the 2 ice sculptures and the 2 Zodiac blocks out, I took 2 fresh empty cases to Mr. Frost's room and put them where the original 2 had been. Only the sculptures had been kept in glass cases. You see, to prevent them from being damaged. The blocks were a little more robust, so they had been displayed as is. As stated in the contest rules, we were responsible for providing all display materials, including cases. Meaning it would have been easy for her to prepare those empty spares she swapped in. Mr. Frost's room contained quite a few other flavored iceworks in progress. I figured if I melted them down somehow, the resulting puddle would look like it came from the sculptures. And that's how the sculptures from 18 years ago came to be in the Winter Wing to get today.
I have to say, Mr. Edgeworth, it's quite the confession.
Indeed. And I think she offered it so willingly, because she knows there's nothing we can do with it.
That's all I have to tell you. However, despite everything I've shared, you can't charge me with anything now, can you? What? How'd you figure that?
Oh my! I would have thought you might know at least this much, given we're at a crime scene. I suggest you memorize the various statutes of limitations outlined in this book. Oh, shit! It's because the statute of limitations is expired 3 years ago. Fuck! Statutes for dummies!
Statutes of what?
Yeah, it's the statute of limitations. Oh. Simply put, Kay, prosecutors only have a certain amount of time within which they can put a suspect on trial for a given crime. Let's take a closer look, shall we? Yeah, 7 years. Damn.
So it's different for every crime? Murder, 15 years. Theft, 7 years.
Ah! Yes, Miss Bound stole the ice sculptures 18 years ago. So it's too late to have her arrested for that crime.
I don't believe it.
Theft is a serious matter, especially when it involves the removal of evidence from a crime scene. However, as you yourself just pointed out, Miss Bound can no longer be prosecuted for her crime. Rendering your revelation rather pointless, wouldn't you say, Mr. Edgeworth? Hold on, we were trying to prove that she did the poison gas. We weren't trying to prove her for theft. And the poison gas attack? That was pretty recent. I wouldn't be so sure about that. For you see, the theft of the ice sculptures isn't my principal interest here. I find the body that reappeared 18 years after the theft to be of considerably more interest. Are you suggesting that I also hid Mr. Frost's spot? Wait, what? I thought we were focusing on the gas trap, not the body. I am indeed. What the fuck? Is Judy so obsessed with this man that preserving his pieces of artwork wasn't enough, that she decided to preserve his body too? Ugh, gross. What the hell? That's obsession at, like, its finest. Like, not at its finest. That's a crazy obsession level, girl. Holy fuck.
But how do you keep a body hidden for 18 years without anybody finding it?
You're just encase it in ice. Yeah, exactly. You encase it in ice. By hiding it in a very unusual way.
Oh, now this is interesting.
Are you telling me that you know where the body has been for all this time, Mr. Edgeworth?
It's in the fucking fountain!
It's not such a big leap if you think about what Miss Bound has told us already. Let's just say it wasn't just flavored ice that she removed from Mr. Frost's room back then. Very well. If you are confident in this claim, let us put it to the test. Tell me, Mr. Edgeworth, where exactly was Mr. Frost's body hid?
It was in the fountain.
It was... Where's the fountain? Where's the fountain? Oh no. Where's the fountain? Was it wrapped in the cloth in the fountain? He was either shoved in the fountain or he was either made into a block of ice. Yeah. Shit.
No, fuck.
Maybe. Okay, hold on. Let me save so that I can reload. My next best guess is the cloth. And then my third is he was fucking shoved in an ice sculpture. Nope. I wonder if he's an ice sculpture. I think he's an ice sculpture.
Oh! He's a block of ice!
Fuck. A photograph of Mr. Frost's works? And of the victim's body, Your Honor. You will have to forgive me, but I don't see what you mean. Where exactly in this photograph is Mr. Frost's body? Are we... The victim's body is hiding right here. Hold on. What if... What? What? Preserved, prim and proper. Very demure, very mindful. The Gemini sculpture? Yes, it may look like a sculpture at first glance, but it is in fact Mr. Frost's corpse. What? How? Surely you can't be serious. I don't see anything in the photograph to support such a wild claim. That's because a certain piece of evidence was used to hide the body in plain sight. And what piece of evidence might that be? The court demands that you present what was used to conceal the body. It was the cloth. She's covered in a nice little warm blankie. One of the cloths from the autumn wing? Yes, when it's made to glow in just the right way, it's so visually convincing, you might mistake it for ice. Isn't that right, Miss Scone?
Well, yes, dear, but you can make it look like just about anything, really. Even blazing fire. And the right shade of blue would make it look like ice, yes. Exactly like it, in fact.
Is it not the case that a certain special device is needed to generate these colors, though? If you would care to take another look at the photograph of the winter wing, Your Honor. It's right fucking there. You'll notice there is a small box connected to the bottom of the Gemini display case. Yeah, it's right there. That's one of the very light-emitting devices in question. Detective Gumshoe even confirmed its presence. In fact, this particular device went missing 18 years ago. Back then, it was no doubt firmly connected to the cloth inside the display case, which means Miss Bound had no choice but to take it with her when she removed the sculpture. So you see, this cloth and the light-emitting device were being used to create the illusion that Mr. Frost's body was, in fact, a statue carved from ice. No! This can't be! Wait, so you're telling me that when we took that photo of us in the winter wing, yes, we were standing right in front of the body? Oh my god! It was in there this whole time! Wait, what the fuck? Not only did she just, like, preserve the body, she had it on fucking display! Oh my god. Yes, we were standing right in front of the body. But the body and the cloth were both recovered from the fountain. Why were they found there? And the body was supposed to be in the winter wing, disguised as a sculpture. Because there would have been no mystery as to how the body had been hidden if we had found it as is. Miss Bound needed to remove Mr. Frost from the winter wing in order to throw us off the scent. Ridiculous. I don't recall her sneaking around behind our backs to throw a body in the fountain. No, and she didn't need to, because she had another method at her disposal. Oh my god! Oh wait, I thought we were talking about the water channels in each room. I thought they were connected to the fountain. Okay, that would have been much cooler. Her trusty lift cart, the same cart that had proved so useful in executing her original theft. What? I believe she wheeled the body into one of the other wings and floated it down the stream. Yes! That's exactly what I was hoping to happen. And floated it down the stream to the fountain. The frozen body, being quite solid, probably got stuck somewhere along the way. Which is why only the cloth appeared at first. The cloth Miss Scone discovered. And then the body followed afterwards, once it had thawed enough.
It's an ingenious theory, Mr. Edgeworth, but can you prove that it was me?
seems a little unfair to expect me to accept your accusations without proof. Don't you think?
What about an eyewitness? Do you think someone might have spotted her when she was moving the body?
As a matter of fact, I do. And the contradiction in the piece of evidence I was provided will shed light on exactly how Miss Bound moved the body as well. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, do you have any evidence to support your allegation? Of course. I have a piece of very compelling proof right here. Then please present it to the court. What evidence do you have that proves Miss Bound acted as you claim? Wait. Sorry, hold on. An eyewitness. And the piece of evidence I was provided will shed light. Would it be Fender? Cause his comments in red have the body going missing. It might be. Ooh, wrong button. Also, the top of the platform of the lift cart is wet, so that is another possibility. Ooh. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Yeah, that's what I thought. Sorry, ma'am. Overruled! Okay. Now we can save. It's okay. A worthy sacrifice. What evidence do I have that proves Miss Bound acted as I claim? The cart's wet. It's not the cart? Hmm. Ooh, excuse me, Chad, sorry. Ah! Larry! I saw the cart and it fucking clicked. Oh my god. I had a big brain moment there. More drawings. She's right there looking all pretty. And is that me? Yes, Mr. Butts drew sketches of people as they passed through the fountain room. But what I'm interested in— wait! Ma'am, may I just say, you look gorgeous. Okay. What I'm interested in is the cart we can see here. Miss Bound's serving cart. What about it? The tablecloth's blue. You don't see it? She's using the same trick she used 18 years ago. Ergo, we know that Miss Bound was busy moving Mr. Frost's body when this picture was being drawn. What? If I may, I don't see Mr. Frost's body anywhere in that sketch. All I see is a picture of me delivering chocolates to everyone. Really? Then allow me to direct your attention to the color of the tablecloth, Miss Bound. It's blue dee-die. I originally thought that Mr. Butts had made an error, but he's assured me that couldn't possibly be the case. This tablecloth appears to be light blue. Yes, a shade of tablecloth that Miss Bound doesn't seem to own. The cloth only appears to be a light blue due to the body hiding just underneath. But the shape of the cart is perfectly rectangular, just as one would expect. Surely it would be immediately obvious if the tablecloth was being draped directly over the body. It's in the case! Not if the body had been placed inside one of the hollow zodiac blocks in the winter wing. Place one of those on the lift cart, and it easily pass muster as a regular serving cart. Wouldn't you agree? Goddess of justice! Miss Bound, surely now you must admit that it was you who moved the body, just as you did 18 years ago. Huh. I didn't expect you to deduce all that from a single simple sketch. But that sketch alone isn't really enough to prove your theory, is it?
The cart's wet!
You needn't worry on that front. My case doesn't rest solely on Mr. Butt's artwork. Once you had disposed of the body, your serving cart became a simple lift cart once more, which is exactly what we discovered here in the fountain room. And without a serving cart, you had to find some place to put your chocolates.
My chocolates?
The ones I was handing out. As we saw in the sketch, you had originally placed them on top of the cart. But the chocolates you gave us came from your pocket.
Oh yeah, mine was half melted. It was still super sweet and tasty though.
Why did you suddenly feel the need to put the chocolates in your pocket, Miss Bound? It was because you no longer had a serving cart to put them on. That's why. Ah! It's also because the cart was wet. One moment, please. You have explained what Miss Bound did with the chocolates and the lift cart. But what about the tablecloth? Where did it go? Indeed, if stashing the chocolates in her pocket was the only solution she could think of, I doubt Miss Bound had the time to dispose of an entire tablecloth. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, do you have an answer for me? I need a drink of Wawa. Ah, refreshing. Miss Bound didn't hide or dispose of the tablecloth, Your Honor. In fact, wait, it's here? What? It's right here in front of us. Perhaps you would care to enlighten us? Where exactly is the tablecloth Miss Bound used to hide the Hold on. Oh, I can't see any more of her.
Let me save. I'm just gonna pick it just cause it's made me fucking wild.
Reminds me of the one case where reminds me of the Max Galactica case, where the guy with the wheelchair had the murder weapon on him the entire time, covered, like, under his legs, covered with a blanket, sitting on the bottom of his wheelchair. It's like the weapon was here the entire time!
Hold on. What if?
Miss Bound has the tablecloth on her person. And in plain view, in fact. Is it her apron? Oh my god, no way! In plain view. No. Surely you don't mean... Miss Bound? It's the cloth around your waist, isn't it? And given that the zodiac blocks weren't kept in glass cases, that cloth would have been in direct contact with the ice. And all we need to do is to confirm my theory is test the cloth for traces of the sugar used in Mr. Frost's work. The game is up, Miss Bound. It's time to come clean.
Oh my god, dude! It's, the tablecloth is so cut off in her character design, I wouldn't have made the connection until now. Oh.
You won't need to test the tablecloth. Everything you said is true.
Oh! Got your ass!
I stole Delicia's Infesticide Ultra, and I moved Mr. Frost's body.
Oh!
It was me. It was all me.
Larry's been drawing the whole time!
Delicia, I'm so sorry. Last week I went into your bag and I took it. And then I put it in his pocket, hoping to make it look like he had tried to do himself in. I also made sure to leave no fingerprints but yours, just in case the police suspected foul play.
Judy! You... Oh gosh.
Judes? Why? Weren't we supposed to be on the same side? All fighting together to free Samson? We were. But I couldn't afford to get arrested. Not yet. Not until I finally proven that Samson is innocent. I always planned to give myself up in the end, I swear. I know it's easy to say that now, but... Why do it this way, though? It's not like you. I'm sorry, Mr. Fender. I caused you so much trouble.
Wait, so... We've proved that she's moved the body. That she tampered with the evidence, essentially. But we haven't proved that she was the one... Oh wait, no, we did! She took the Infesticide Ultra. She's the one that set up the poison gas trap. That's been proven now. But she didn't kill Artie. We have yet to prove who killed Artie 18 years ago.
I'm sorry, Mr. Fender. I've caused you so much trouble. I've been the guilty party all along. Ever since that day 18 years ago. Are you trying to tell us that the true culprit in the IS-7 incident was you? I committed a terrible crime. I took those sculptures and I stole them for purely selfish reasons. The moment Mr. Frost died, they became more than mere entries in a confectionery contest. They became the final works of Samson's favorite artist. I couldn't allow them to just melt away. Not before he came home. And that meant I couldn't let anybody near them. Not even the police. So I hid them. I knew it was wrong, but I just had to. I put them in the cold storage room for safekeeping. But what I had actually done was far worse than anything I could have possibly imagined. Because who would have thought that Mr. Frost's body itself was posing as one of the sculptures? So she didn't know about the body when she stole the
Wait, what?
Samson is a kind man. A saint. He could never kill anybody. Ever. And yet, because of what I did, the police never found Mr. Frost's body. And Samson was found guilty.
Yeah, are we gonna explain the fact that his fucking hair turns white? She's a magician.
After all he'd done for me. He was my family. The only family I've ever had. He was the most important person in the entire world to me. And Jude's. After his conviction, I was forced out of our home. I was finally able to return only a few days ago, and when I did, I went to the cold storage room to check up on the sculptures. And that's when I saw it! Mr. Frost's body! It had been there the whole time! Of course, by that point, the statute of limitations had expired. So I did what I did today. Because it was the only way I could think of to make things right.
It seems I've misunderstood her intentions. Everything she's done really has all been for Mr. Tangaroa's sake.
Hey, what do you think about Mr. Edgeworth?
Something that's been puzzling me. Why did Miss Bound use poison gas? Why not a more reliable method? And why disguise the Autumn Wing as the Winter Wing? The only reason I can think of is to confuse someone who was here 18 years ago.
Yeah, I wonder what she had in mind.
She was trying to prove that Mr. Tangaroa is innocent. Miss Bound's ultimate goal must be to find the true killer. Could she have been trying to discover the identity of the true culprit? Miss Bound, your ultimate aim was to see Mr. Tangaroa cleared of all charges, correct? And to that end, you had to expose the real killer, and have the police find the body from 18 years ago. Is my understanding of your intentions correct? Exhibiting the sculptures was sure to force the killer to return to the crime scene. After all, they were the only person apart from you who knew that the body was hidden in the icework. So they would have freaked out thinking the body was about to be discovered and come running, yeah? Exactly. But Miss Bound ran the risk that the killer might successfully cover their tracks this time. In worst case scenario, they might have been able to remove Mr. Frost's body from the scene. So how could she lure the true killer into revealing themselves without putting vital evidence at risk? Oh, I see what you're getting at. You're saying that's why the Autumn Wing was all winter wingy. I am. You were betting on one thing, Miss Bound, weren't you? That whoever opened the Pisces case you had so carefully disguised as the Gemini case would be the real perpetrator of the IS-7 incident. No.
But that would mean the real killer was
Mr. Gusto. Holy shit! Enough! Not another word. Do you realize the implications of what you're saying, Mr. Edgeworth? Are you prepared to stand behind the accusation you are clearly about to make? Miss Bound set a trap for Mr. Frost's killer, meaning that whoever found themselves caught in that trap is highly likely to be the guilty party. But I lack the evidence to support such an assertion. To accuse someone without any evidence is not to be done lightly, so should I really go ahead and make my accusation? And name Mr. Frost's killer nonetheless? What if I save and say yes? Yes. My ultimate goal is to see the truth exposed. And to do that, I need to seize the moment. Yes, Judge Gavel. I'm prepared to stand behind my accusation. I know exactly who is to blame for the IS-7 incident. Hey, sir! Mr. Gusto, the victim of the poison gas attack, is the perpetrator behind the IS-7 incident.
Goosty!
Mr. Gusto. Miss Bound. As we established, I think I've been pronouncing his name right. Is it Gusto? I think I've been pronouncing his name wrong the entire time. And I apologize. I'm gonna go with Gusto now, because it sounds more correct. With the spelling and everything. As we have established, you knew that the opening of the gallery would lure in the real culprit, and you set up the poison gas trap in order to catch them. Do you dispute the facts this far? You're a very impressive man, Mr. Edgeworth. Just like your father. And of course, you're absolutely right. Then perhaps you could tell us exactly what happened in your own words. Of course. I have nothing to hide anymore. So I might as well tell you everything. As you said, I set a trap here in the gallery to try and catch Mr. Frost's killer. Before we opened, I made sure that the door to the Autumn Wing was the only one that was unlocked. When opening time came, I went around to unlock the doors of the various rooms, and found that the Autumn Wing had been locked from the inside. The killer is on the other side of the door. The thought, well, it frightened me. And then she simply walked away, leaving him to fall victim to her poison gas trap. When I had heard that Mr. Gusto was Gusto, we're calling him Gusto now. When I heard that Mr. Gusto was being treated for gas inhalation, that's when I knew he was the murderer. All that was left was for the police to find Mr. Frost's body, and then Samson would finally be proven innocent. At least, that was my plan.
Dudes, why didn't you tell me? You know I'm always here for you, right? We could have found another way. It didn't have to be like this.
Thank you, Mr. Fender. You've been so very kind to me all these years. But I am the one who created this mess, so it was up to me to try and clean it up. I didn't care what it took, as long as I could get Samson out of that awful place.
Judy.
18 years ago, the police managed to cover up the fact that Mr. Frost's body had gone missing. If I went to them now and said it had reappeared, I was afraid they might have tried to cover things up again. So I worked to set off a very public incident here in the gallery, in front of as many witnesses as possible.
I'm so sorry, Judy. You, Samson, Gregory, I let you all down.
Fender, this can't be easy for him. No, I'm the one who should be apologizing. Mr. Edgeworth, Mr. Fender, I hope one day you can forgive me. And whatever punishment I have to face, I'm ready to accept it. But please, if I may ask one thing of you, is that you simply must clear Samson's name.
The way the truth of these past 18 years had come to light was unexpected, to say the least. And yet, it had only set us down a path towards an even more shocking end. Huh? What? Ah, there it is! One more section. The committee! Oh, fuck. Okay. Here we go. Miss Bound, are you feeling a little calmer now?
Yes.
Good. Then allow me to get to the point. Regardless of your intentions, you broke the law.
Yes, I understand.
Nevertheless, I understand that you did what you did in order to prove Mr. Tangaroa's innocence. Therefore, if the real culprit is really someone else, then we have a duty to reinvestigate the case. Gabella's gonna say no.
There's nothing to suggest that anything nefarious took place in the official IS-7 incident Excuse me!
It was Von Karma! That should be evidence enough!
And right now, there is nothing to suggest that we should take Miss Bound at her word, either. So our first order of business should be to arrest the culprit of the case before us, Miss Bound herself. Official records cannot always be trusted, Judge Gavelle, especially since there are those prosecutors who would think nothing of twisting the facts. Are you suggesting that the committee at the time overlooked just such a prosecutor? That's for you and your people to figure out. However, it is a fact that the autopsy report was faked, seeing as Mr. Frost's body was only found just now. There really is something of Mr. Von Karma in you, Mr. Edgeworth.
How so? Exactly. The fuck did you just say? He killed my dad!
By continually defying the will of the committee and bending the truth to fit your needs. That's how. Perhaps it is time you understand how
the committee sees this case. Oh! Excuse me?
The committee is willing to accept that Mr. Von Karma falsified Mr. Frost's autopsy report. Even still, Mr. Von Karma only managed to have Mr. Tangaroa convicted as an accomplice.
That is true. That is true. Yes, convicted as an accomplice based on his confession. That is true.
I personally have come to believe that the real culprit behind the IS-7 incident is Miss Bound, which is false.
Nuh-uh.
Her plan to poison and kill Mr. Gusto today was her attempt to frame him for Mr. Frost's murder. And this is how the committee sees things, is it? It is. As always, I act solely in service of law and order. Bullshit. Sounds like to me, and it sounds like to me all she's doing is acting in service of the committee and covering up the truth. If I can't change her mind, there will be no saving Mr. Tangaroa or Miss Bound. Ooh, goodness, excuse me. Sorry, chat. It's me cracking my neck. Because it's stiff, it hurts. Break it like a Kit Kat bar. Mr. Von Karma is only managed to have— yes, that is true. Is Miss Bound. Press. Are you suggesting that Mr. Tangaroa and Miss Bound killed Mr. Frost together? Why not? You could even imagine they split their roles as thus. Mr. Tangaroa could have been the one to commit the act itself, while Miss Bound was to remove the body. What? I thought that we could ever kill Mr. Frost— oh! You stole his corpse and hid it for 18 years. Is it really so surprising that you might be oh! Miss Bound has freely confessed to all of her crimes. Now is not the time to speculate about what else she might have done in the past. Very well. Then let us pass judgment on what we know she did in the present. Ah, shit, that didn't give me anything. Why would Miss Bound have chosen to frame Mr. Gusto for the murder? No doubt because he suspected her of being the real culprit. He may have entered what he thought was the Winter Wing, simply to see if the Gemini statue was genuine. Little did he know that he would be greeted by a trap designed to silence him. A trap that nearly worked. Do you have any evidence to support that line of reasoning? Unfortunately, Mr. Gusto remains in critical condition. It will be difficult to prove anything until he regains consciousness. In other words, there is little we can do for now. On the contrary, there is plenty we can do. You still have not grasped the situation, have you? Then allow me to spell it out for you. Oh. Ah! We have all the evidence we need to explain both the IS-7 incident and the poison gas attack. We have therefore determined that there is no need to investigate either case, what? Huh? Let me save. No, we don't. There's no need to investigate either case any further. What about the fingies? Fuck. Okay, wait. Huh? Therefore determined that there is no need to investigate either case any further. We have all the evidence we need. Nothing. Fuck. Huh? Yum yum yum. We have determined that there's no need to investigate either case any further. Okay, hold on. Let me. Is there anything that we have that is missing? I tried the finger marks. We don't know who those belong to. Or why they ended up there. That's still missing. But I've tried to press that or present it, and it did not fucking work. Ooh. Wait. I have such a huge brain. We found blood in the fountain and we never figured out whose it was. Whose blood is in the fucking fountain? Who is in the fountain? Okay. I'm afraid there's still one question concerning the IS-7 incident that remains unanswered, Your Honor. Would you mind taking a look at this? What is it? They're test results carried out on the liquid at the bottom of the Gemini case in the winter wing. Oh, wait, that's right! Sorry, and then it was found in the fountain. Okay. As you can see, traces of blood were detected. The question is, whose? Until that question is answered, I hardly think you can claim to have all the evidence. There was blood in the Gemini case? Why did I not hear about this from Eustace? Because Detective Gumshoe informed me of the results directly. I was planning to tell Mr. Winter about it myself, of course. You kept this to yourself until now, despite having no jurisdiction here whatsoever. Mark my words, the committee will hear all about what you have done here today. As ever, my interest is in the truth. And if mistakes were made in the past, they must be rectified. If you must report me to the committee, then so be it. Do it! But in return, we must be allowed to investigate this case to the very end. That is not my decision to make. You will need to discuss it with Eustace. Ah, fuck. Guess who's back, losers? And with good news, too! How'd you get in from there? Oh, he's alive! Oh boy. It was a close call for a minute there, but Carmelo Gusto is alive! Fuck! Gusto? He made it. Uh-oh. You're the ones who found me. Yep. Long time no see, Gusto. You're the attorney's assistant. You've grown. And you have an assistant of your own now. Assistant? No, I'm... He hasn't got the jig he hasn't got the gig just yet. This is Gregory Edgeworth's son. Prosecutor, Miles Edgeworth, at your service. Fate moves in mysterious ways. I'm in your debt. If you hadn't found me in time, I wouldn't be here to thank you. Oh, you're very welcome. After all, if you hadn't lived, we wouldn't be able to ask you what really happened 18 years ago. What are you talking about? We figured out quite a bit while you were out cold.
Including the fact that you're probably the guy who offed poor Artie Frost. Oh, he's sweating! Oh my god, right away. What? Is that true?
Miss Bound set up a very elaborate trap to catch Mr. Frost's murderer. A trap that involved rigging the Pisces case with poison gas. Perhaps in light of that fact, you could tell us in your own words what happened back then?
Yeah, we haven't gotten anything from this guy.
Or perhaps you'd rather exercise your right to remain silent.
Oh, it's not that. Gusto's here's a fan of the old meditation. You know, and all that jazz.
Wow, sleeping while standing seems pretty cool. It's one heck of a talent.
Except there's no sleeping involved in meditation, Kay. Hey, Gusto, old pal. How about you snap out of it and tell us what went down way back when? Oh boy. I was caught in the girl's trap, so I must be the killer? Is this your idea of a joke? I'm the victim here.
Indeed you are, Mr. Gusto. And there is no evidence that you have done anything wrong yet. Mr. Edgeworth and Mr. Fender are merely speculating. Rest assured that they have no authority here, and that you may pay them no heed.
At least somebody here, and he seems to be on my side.
Judge Verity Gavel, it's a pleasure, Mr. Gusto. I will assist you in any way you may require. Perhaps you could begin by explaining what actually happened 18 years ago to Mr. Edgeworth.
Fine. You want me to prove I'm innocent, Mr. Prosecutor? I'll be happy to.
So this is how you mean to play it, Judge Gavel. You're hoping Mr. Gusto will help you to hide what happened instead of trying to correct the record? I believe only in the infallible? Is that how you say it? Okay, I think it is. I believe only in the infallible judgment of the goddess of justice. Well, your goddess is bullshit. Except it is us humans who make the actual judgment calls in a court of law. And so long as there are those who would use the law to their advantage, our rulings are fallible indeed. If you would use your position to further obscure the truth, then neither she nor I will forgive you. We'll see about that. What do you advise, Judge Gavel? It would seem that you are under suspicion because it was you who triggered the because it was you who triggered the poison gas, specifically by opening the Pisces case's lid. Would you be so kind as to share why with us?
Understood. Oh, she sheathes it like a sword. That's kind of sick. Understood. I came to see Frost's sculptures. Simple as that. I made a mistake with the opening times and arrived a half hour early.
Miss Bound, was there no one at the reception desk at around that time? I had left the main entrance unguarded and unlocked, just in case the killer made an appearance. I was also busy making preparations elsewhere, all the way up until the gallery's opening. So no, there was no one here on the first floor then. But I did make sure that all the wings were locked up tight. All except for the autumn wing, that is.
I see. She did all that just to steer the culprit into the autumn wing, which is precisely where Mr. Gusto went.
Sneaking into a building's pretty suspicious, however you slice it.
Silence in the courtroom. I will permit no objections or interventions unless there is some evidence that the witness is lying.
The courtroom? You know this is an art gallery, right? Jesus, wipe your glasses, girl.
Your imaginary ones.
Refreshing. Alright.
Mr. Gusto, if you could please continue by explaining why you opened the Pisces case.
I wanted to see Frost's work up close. So I went up to the Gemini. Sorry, I guess it was supposed to be the Pisces statue. And I saw that the lid was frozen on tight.
so I grabbed a blowtorch from nearby and tried to open it. When I finally got it open, gas came pouring out. Fascinating. This is the sort of flawless testimony attorneys can only dream of.
Yeah, the everything sounds like a lie kind.
I am none too satisfied with Mr. Gusto's explanation myself. Alas, there is no evidence to refute it.
Come on! There must be something.
It's Bound's story you should be questioning, not mine. I'm not the one who set up the gas trap. She could have killed anybody with that thing. She turned on the sprinklers as soon as the gas was released. She knew exactly what she was doing. She was gunning for the killer, and nobody else. That killer being you, old pal. So you believe that self-confessed criminal? Miss Bound is far from blameless in this affair, and she will have to pay for her crimes. But so will Mr. Frost's killer. You seem determined to pin Frost's murder on me. But I had no reason to kill him. Yes, you do! We have your sons in a picture. You two were not besties, but your children were, and maybe you didn't like that. I had no reason to kill him. And you have no evidence to prove otherwise. Ugh.
Can we really not prove that he's the killer, Mr. Edgeworth?
Mr. Gusto fell victim to the poison gas. That much is indisputable. Yet no matter how suspicious his actions in the present may seem, they prove nothing about the past.
Yeah, but then what about you, Mr. Fender? There must be something we can do.
You're right. We may not have evidence, but we have plenty of intel. Let's see now. If Mr. Gusto killed Frost, he must have had a reason. He claims not to have a motive. But that can't really be true, can it? If he did it, he has one. Not many people commit murder just for fun. In fact, your old man had a little back and forth with Von Karma about a probable motive, too. Remember? How could you possibly say that with any certainty? If the relationship had broken down for some reason. That could very well have been the motive behind this murder. Von Karma wouldn't let us talk to Gusto back then, but we can now. If we put the pieces together, I think the picture we've been looking for might just emerge. Yes, I think you might be right. I need to think back over everything we know about the IS-7 incident, especially the questions that never got answered. And the finger marks? Were you the one wearing the gloves? Miss Scone denied that the finger marks on the frame were hers. But what if they were Mr. Gusto's? Perhaps he had wanted to take a look through the ultimate cookbook for himself. Uh-oh. So he asked me to go put in a new cartridge. He seemed to think there should have been more shots left than there were before. Oh. I can't fucking talk. He seemed to think there should have been more shots left than there were. In other words, the film ran out sooner than expected. Yes, the number of shots he took didn't line up with the number of shots remaining. Gusto took pictures of the book with the camera. Right? That's what it's starting to sound like. But he thought maybe he'd just lost track somewhere along the way. My father noticed these things for a reason. I just need to piece them together correctly. In the absence of evidence, it's the only way to the truth. Let me save! We will get to the truth if we save! Here we go! Alright. I think he took pictures! Yes! Photographing the cookbook's contents would be the perfect way to steal its secrets undetected. And what if Mr. Gusto did just that? What if he used Mr. Tangaroa's camera to photograph the book?
Be the perfect crime. So much better than stealing it and getting chased by the cops.
A sneaky snapshot or 20, huh? That could work. The only question is, when would he have done it? Good question. What about during afternoon tea? Didn't Alicia say that Gusto and Frost had missed out on the little tea party they just had? Which brings me to the next question. When do we know for certain that Mr. Frost was still alive? Fuck! I have to get. Okay, we have to prepare for Von Karma's voice. I wasn't expecting to still talk as him. Then, after the contest began, nobody saw hide nor hair of Frost as he had secluded himself in his room. And the only person capable of entering his locked room was Tangaroa, possessing, as he did, the only key. Miss Scone, were Mr. Tangaroa's works the only ones you sampled?
No, dear, I couldn't help myself. When I finished my afternoon tea, I tipped over to Chilling Minx's room for a little taste, too.
Mr. Frost had kept to himself inside his room after the contest had started. But he was gone by the time Miss Scone snuck into it to sample his work, meaning there's a good chance he was murdered before the end of afternoon tea. Yes, okay, that's what I thought. Mr. Gusto, you and Mr. Frost conspired to create works for the contest together, did you not? Huh? So you know my little secret. Mr. Fender was kind enough to inform me. Mr. Frost was in charge of the designs while you were in charge of the flavor. Is that correct? What can I say? I still had a long way to travel on the road to becoming a master confectioner. But you only collaborated up through the semi-final. Something changed after that. We both wanted to show what we could do. Show that we were better than Tangaroa. Then why did you help Mr. Frost with his entry for the final? What grounds do you have to say that? Wait, hold on, sorry. Why did you help Mr. Frost with his entry? Oh, okay, there we go. Yeah. Your own statement. Made to Mr. Von Karma 18 years ago. You told him that you had been working together right up until the day before the final. Mr. Frost's entry was carved entirely from blocks of flavored ice. Ice which would have needed at least a day to freeze, and whose flavors would therefore have already been prepared by Mr. Gusto. Gusto. Yup, that's what we're saying. Yes, which lines up perfectly with what Gusto told me, that he helped Frost until the day before the final. In that case, why didn't Mr. Frost reciprocate? Oh, reciprocate! That's how we say it, and help Mr. Gusto in return. I can hardly be expected to read the minds of the dead. Refreshing. Okay. So why didn't Mr. Frost help you in return? I submit that your relationship broke down for some reason, and that became the basis of your motive for murder. Oh! That's not how it was! Sure, we stopped working together, but it was all perfectly friendly.
You stopped working together in a friendly way? Kinda hard to imagine, but okay.
Besides, how do you think I did it exactly? You think I just strolled into Tangaroa's room and killed Frost? I couldn't have killed the man while Tangaroa was there working on his chocolate pieces, could I? So you see, it can't have been me. I wouldn't be so sure. There must be a window of time when Mr. Tangaroa wasn't in his room. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, chat. And that time window was afternoon tea time! If I can prove that, I can prove that Mr. Gusto had the opportunity to kill Mr. Frost. You did it during tea time! Yes, yes! The perfect time for murder is tea time. We can be sure that Mr. Frost was alive until the beginning of afternoon tea, making tea time the only window during which Mr. Gusto could have killed him. Are you satisfied with Mr. Gusto's story now, Mr. Edgeworth? That's my laundry. My laundry has been delivered to me. Yippee. Alright, hold on, chat. Let me get to a point where there's music, and then I gotta go finish my laundry. Sadly, I'm afraid I'm still rather unsatisfied. But things are finally starting to become clear, and the truth will soon come to light at last. There's the music! Alright. Chat, give me just a moment. Enjoy the jams. I will be back. I just gotta take care of my laundry. Alright, chat, I'm back. Ugh. Refreshing. Ugh. Alrighty. I just had to finish my laundry, guys. Alright. Alrighty. Do you mean to say that you have uncovered new evidence? Evidence? No. I was hoping I might convince Mr. Gusto to open up to us about it instead.
Oh, is it mind game?
Aw, fuck, it's mind chess! It is. Mr. Gusto, I have a question for you. Hello? I said I have a question for you. No! What is it? You chose to make your entry for the final on your own. I told you I wanted to test myself. I wanted to prove I was the best in the world. What if that were the case? Then surely you wouldn't have chosen to cheat in the first place. So tell me, Mr. Gusto, why did you feel the need to team up with Mr. Frost? Well, it's mind chess time. 18 years ago, Mr. Gusto and Mr. Frost collaborated in the confectionery contest. But why did they work together? And why did they enter the contest in the first place? That's the information I need to get out of my opponent somehow. Whoa! He's got an army! Mr. Gusto seems to have a habit of pretending to be asleep when things aren't going his way. Let's start by focusing on why he chose to work with Mr. Frost. Okay, let me save. I hate timed events like these. They stress me out. Okay. By my hand, now is the time to dig up the truth that was buried all those years ago. Oh, my chess. Why'd you collaborate? Mr. Gusto, what inspired you to collaborate with Mr. Frost? We were acquaintances before we were contestants. He was interested in entering the contest, so we decided to sign up together. And your decision to pair up with a sculptor had nothing to do with your lack of faith in your skills? You don't know me! We joined forces because we wanted to make the most perfect creations possible. That's all. You can do that on your own? Buy my time. Let's try this. Frost's son and mine were in the same grade at school, so we got along pretty well too. Oh, so you were just two friends who happened to try for the title of world's greatest confectioner? Oh, okay. What happens if I bide when he's asleep? I'm still recovering, so if you oh, okay. So if you got nothing to say, let me go back to the medical room. Wait! Ah, okay. So whenever he does that, I need to snap him out of it, I guess. I see. I need to study my opponent's reactions and pick my own responses accordingly. Okay, here we go. Okay, I know the strategy. Yes. Bide. And then he goes to sleep. And then we tell him to wake up! Pretending to be asleep when the going gets tough won't work on me, I'm afraid. Mr. Frost was a sculptor, Mr. Gusto. I doubt he cared much about winning a title for confectioners. In which case, he probably had a different motive for taking part in the contest. Wouldn't you say? There we go. Fine. It was me. I wanted that title. Frost was only in it for the prize. The ultimate cookbook. I see. And since your objectives dovetailed so neatly, you decided to work together. But then something happened. A breakdown in your relationship, perhaps? If so, I want to know why. Mr. Prosecutor, I'm still quite unwell after my brush with death. Push me too hard. And I'll be on my way back to the medical room. No, wait! Then you better wrap this up quickly. I'm already dangerously low on patience. Mr. Gusto is trying desperately to make his escape, but he's not going anywhere yet. Not as long as he's still keeping things from me. So let's figure out what he was really after next. There's no time to lose. I need to pick the right line of questioning and fast. Did you want to appear on Bake? Did you want more than just a title? You had your eyes on something other than the title, didn't you? After all, I'm not sure the title of World's Greatest Confectioner even counts for that much. Now you're insulting the way of the confectioner? My goal, my only goal, was to win that title. I didn't care about anything else. You have no idea how much it would have meant to me. Bide my time. Look, my sense of design may not have been up to snuff back then, but you should see me now. Oh, so you've improved? You bet I have. I didn't do all that training in Shangfa for nothing. Bide my time. Show it to me, dude! I looked up to Tangaroa, you know? Spent hours poring over the designs of his work. Even used to watch his show with my son. Sounds to me like Mr. Tangaroa's work was especially influential in your early studies. With his recipe book, you might have even become the best someday. Maybe. The book was a real treasure. No doubt about that. Any confectioner would have wanted it. And you were interested in the book. You claim that your only goal was to win the title. Yet you also seem to have had an interest in the contest's prize, the ultimate cookbook. The greatest collection of recipes by the world's greatest confectioner. I can't say I had absolutely no interest in it. And even if I did, what exactly is so wrong with that? Nothing, I suppose. Only that the book contained recipes for medicines, not desserts. And everyone who entered the contest supposedly knew that. I feel like I'm finally getting somewhere. I can't let him slip. Wait, did something happen to his son? Does he know that the ultimate cookbook was for medicines, and did he lose his kid? That would be really sad. I don't want the game to make me cry. I just need to stay calm and keep the pressure on. There we go! Next, let's find out why he wanted the cookbook. Okay. Do you need to help make your sweets? Wait. So your plan was to win the cookbook and use it to help you with your own creations? What else? A book like that could have improved my craft tenfold. You could have made a lot of money if you sold it. I don't know much about what was actually in there. Ah! So he doesn't know. Okay. But it was worth more than money, I'll tell you that. Ah, interesting. Come now, Mr. Gusto, I think you know more about the Ultimate Cookbook than you claim. Shit. They told us a little about it at the start of the contest. Then you know what kind of recipes it actually contained, don't you? And that they weren't dessert recipes at all. I see you did your homework. Fine. So you know what was really in there. The Ultimate Cookbook. Or the Angel's Cookbook, to give it its proper title. It's a collection of chemical formulas and ways to synthesize new medicines nobody had ever heard of. So did he know that the cookbook would... So he did know that the cookbook actually contained recipes for Okay, so he knows. Then why did he need it? Okay, this could be an important clue. Ah, okay. New question. Did you know how valuable the cookbook really was? What kind of question is that? It was a collection of Tangaroa's recipes. There wasn't a confectioner in the world who wouldn't have wanted to get their hands on it. Ah, here we go. Clue time! Your designs may have improved thanks to your training in Shangfa, but you clearly didn't do enough work on your skills of deception. You've already admitted that you knew the Ultimate Cookbook was a collection of recipes for medicines. Thereby making your interest not gastronomical, but pharmaceutical in nature. You needed the medicine. You're a confectioner, Mr. Gusto. Mr. Gusto. Jesus Christ. You had no professional interest in new revolutionary new medicines. It suggests that your interest must have been personal. There we go! I underestimated you. Fine. You're right. Winning the title wasn't the only reason I entered the contest. I needed one of the recipes in that book. Oh, I was right! It was for my son. He was sick. Was. Oh! He was? Tell me more. It's none of your business. I've told you as much as you need to know. He looks rattled. But I can't let him off the hook. Let's find out what this mystery illness was. I've almost gotten to the bottom of this. I can feel it. Just a few more moves. Was the book necessary to get him better? So you need the cookbook to cure your son? Yeah. Nowadays, you can get the medication he needed anywhere. But back then, that book was our only hope. Which is why I didn't dare waste my time on fancy tea parties. I had to give all much of my work. And what about Mr. Tangaroa's work? Surely that tea break gave you the perfect opportunity to go steal a glance at it. And what makes you think I had the energy or the time to care about what the others had made? Bide your time. Oh, shit! Okay, hold on. Let me save here. Tell me more about your son. Tell me a little more about your son. He was my pride and joy, and my biggest fan! And you entered the contest in order to help him? You clearly don't have children of your own. Any father would have done the same. I would have done anything to help him. Anything! Bide your time. He would come to see me here at the contest venue, too. Right up through the semi-final. Really? You didn't get in the way of your work? If you were trying to beat Samson Tangaroa, surely you didn't have the time to look after a child. Yeah, well, I wanted to do what I could for him. He said he wanted to always be the first to try my creations. Bide your time. Ah, fuck! Shit! Okay, hold on. Bide your time. There you go. You said your son was sick, Mr. Gusto, and yet he was able to come and join you for the contest? Oh, wait. It wasn't that kind of illness. Not life-threatening, anyway. This feels like it could be an important clue. Okay, interesting. Could you tell me the name of the disease your son suffered from? You're a real cold customer, Mr. Prosecutor. Isn't it enough that he was here we go. Isn't it enough that he was seriously ill? Why would you force me to tell you more? There we go. You've already shared with me that your son's illness wasn't life-threatening. So why are you so reluctant to share any further details? It may not have been life-threatening, but that doesn't mean it hadn't been life-altering. I see. That must have been very hard on both of you. Of course it was. That was why I did everything I could to find a cure. We were desperate. He couldn't taste anything. Oh! Oh, poor Bean! Not even his favorite desserts. You have a taste disorder. As I understand it, the Ultimate Cookbook contains the recipe for a very particular medication. One that Mr. Tangaroa used to cure himself of his own taste disorder. So he had it too? Two, you say? So your son has a taste disorder then, I'm correct? Oh shit, how did I let that slip? You've been asking me to believe that you needed to win the cookbook in order to cure your son. But was that really the case? Of course it was. What are you saying? I'm saying that I'm not so sure that's true based on everything you've told me. I don't have a clue as to how to— oh wait, shit. Okay, hold on. So you need the cookbook to cure your son. Nowadays you can get the medication you need anywhere. Back then, that book was our only hope. Bide your time, and then I have— oh wait, shit. I am really pulling it close here. I think you've made it abundantly clear how much interest you had in Mr. Tangaroa's work. What's more, if you were that determined to win the ultimate cookbook, I seriously doubt you would have passed up on a chance to take a peek at your competitors' entries. I have plenty of chances throughout the contest to see and sample my rival's work, you know. But each time I did, nothing seemed to have any flavor. He has it too! Must have been nerves or something. Nothing Mr. Gusto tasted had any flavor. They both have it! Seems like it'd be— there we go! What was I on? The condition. Yeah. It was life-threatening. Oh, we're cutting it close here. Couldn't taste anything. Does he have a taste disorder? He had it too. Yep. Was that really the case? Of course it was. What are you saying? I'm saying that I'm not so sure that's true based on everything you told me. Time to deploy my clue. You were sick yourself. Taste disorders are difficult to live with. It isn't easy not being able to enjoy your own food. You should know. After all you— ooh, goodness. Ooh! Excuse me, sorry chat. Jesus. Acid reflux a bitch. You should know. After all you just told me you'd experienced something like that during the contest. You said that nothing you sampled had any flavor. Those were your words, correct? Which would seem to suggest that you were suffering from a taste disorder. A confectioner without a sense of taste? Not exactly ideal. Are you sure it wasn't actually your own condition you were seeking a cure for, Mr. Gusto? I've had enough of your speculations. I managed just fine in that contest. Made all my own entries, no problems. But weren't you working with Mr. Frost? Got it. Sorry, but I'm afraid you're contradicting your own testimony. You already admitted that you and Mr. Frost had worked together during the contest. It's too late to claim you did it all on your own now. Dude, I fucking slipped by. Look at how much time I have left. God, I hate my chest. No! You would have us believe that you are a man of principle, a dedicated student of the confectioner's art. Yet you abandoned those principles and conspired with Mr. Frost to rig the contest. Also, you could cure your own taste disorder. You got me, Mr. Prosecutor. As you said, my sense of taste was shot. My son's was fine. Oh my god! Wait, so he was a big fat liar! I'd kept it hidden for so long. 18 years and nobody knew. Sadly, you can lie to others, but you can't lie to me. Both Mr. Gusto and Mr. Frost entered the contest hoping to obtain the ultimate cookbook for the medicine that would cure Mr. Gusto's disorder, and the money it would bring in for Mr. Frost. Thus an uneasy alliance was forged. And that, I believe, is checkmate. Oh my god! Fuck!
God, I hate mind chess. No! I'll admit it. You're good. I never told anybody of any of I never told anybody any of this, but you figure it out anyway. That's true. 18 years ago, I developed. Oh God, Google. Hold on. How do you say this? Pronunciation. Aguzia. Is that how you say it? Hold on. It's not giving me anything. YouTube. Whoa! That's not what I wanted. I just wanted to... Yeah. Okay, hold on. As in the A and above. So, goo rhymes with you. And then Z is the letter Z, and then substance ends with the stop sound. So it is a Aguzia. Okay. Jesus, I just wanted to look up a video. Or have the pronunciator person on Google say it, but that's okay. Aguzia, okay. 18 years ago, I developed Aguzia.
What's a guzia?
It's a taste disorder that makes it so you can't taste anything at all. God, that was... Jesus! Oh my god! I don't know what I'd be able to do without that, man. When the COVID-19 pandemic was larger, I don't know if we're still currently, like, I don't think we're in the pandemic anymore. I think it's, like, past. But I know that COVID-19 is still, like, a main issue. But back when the pandemic was, like, was, like, really bad, I never caught COVID, actually. I got through the pandemic without catching COVID. But, like, after hearing, like, symptoms of COVID-19 being, like, you can't, like, smell anything or taste anything, I was like, that's fucking wild. But having to not be able, like, but being able to not taste anything for years, I don't know how the fuck I would live, dude. My god. A confectioner's worst nightmare. Mr. Fender, is this what Mr. Tangaroa had as well? No. The big man had what they call dissociated taste disorder. Basically, some things he could taste just fine, while others had no flavor at all. So he suffered too. Can't have been easy. Not when there wasn't a way to cure it on the market. Which is why you needed Mr. Tangaroa's cookbook. Do you admit now that that was the real reason you entered the contest? It was only one of the reasons. I wasn't lying when I said I wanted the title. When I put my mind to something, it gets done. And I won't lose to anybody. I may not have been able to taste it then, but I still knew my stuff was good enough to win. Oh? So you went into the final thinking you stood a good chance of winning? Of course. What was it that Fender said about Mr. Tangaroa Wait. What was it that Fender said about what Mr. Tangaroa thought of Mr. Gusto's creations? Mr. Gusto's creations were a perfect balance of flavor and design. At least up through the semi-final. But disappointingly, his entry for the final was subpar on both counts. We were told that your entry for the final was far from the prize-winning taste sensation you describe. What happened, Mr. Gusto? What went wrong that day? Fine. You want me to talk, I'll talk. But you're not going to like what I have to say. Oh, fuck!
Frost and I were working together right up through the semi-final. I handled the flavor, he did the designing. But I wanted to face Tangaroa in the final on my own. No help, just me and my skills. So I helped Frost with his entry, but mine I did alone. If it didn't taste good in the final, that's on me. What can I say? I lacked training. And that's all there is to it. Happy now? There don't seem to be any obvious contradictions in his testimony. Yep. Not that I thought it'd be easy to get anything real out of him. He's managed to not let slip what really happened for 18 years, after all. But why don't you try pushing him a bit, Miles of Reno? See if you can't shake something loose. I think I just might have to, Fender. Okay, that's the game's way of telling me you need to press everything. Well, maybe not everything. Hold on. I wanted to face Tangaroa on the final on my own, no help. So I helped Frost with his entry, but mine I did alone. I lacked training. Okay, let's do the third one. Refreshing. So you're saying Mr. Frost didn't help you at all? But he'd helped you up until then, correct? It's a bit strange for him to stop so late in the contest, no? Strange or not, it's the truth. Could be he had his reasons too. I wouldn't know. His lying is going to be a headache to prove. 18 years is a long time. Unless that gizmo of yours has a built-in lie detector, Kay.
If it did, I'd have stolen the show from Mr. Edgeworth long before now.
Don't worry, Fender. I can tell when he's lying. No doohickeys assistance required. Please, Mr. Gusto, continue your testimony. Okay, not that. Keep going. And yet I heard that your creations prior to the final were scored highly for their flavor. So what went wrong? Was there some kind of cooking accident on that day? No, nothing like that. It was... I told you, I had a taste disorder. My sense of taste failed me. It's as simple as that. Mr. Frost's entry was complimented on its flavor. Your sense of taste hadn't failed you then. He was sabotaged! That's what happened! Frost sabotaged his work, so he killed him! Did something happen overnight?
I don't think he's gonna spill any more beans, Mr. Edgeworth.
Then perhaps I should ask him about something else. Oh. Oh! Let me save. Let me save. Mr. Frost. You knew Mr. Frost from before the contest, correct? You remembered, I see. My son and Frost used to go to elementary school together. Ooh.
Press!
It was no coincidence that, that you both entered the contest, correct? Yeah, I heard about it first. Then I told Frost. I knew he'd be interested. He was always short of cash for his sculptures. That's right, Mr. Frost was supposedly always in financial trouble, wasn't he?
The cookbook is really worth that much, huh?
I see that glint in your eye, kiddo, but don't get your great thieving hopes up. It was worth a lot back then. But these days you can find most of the stuff there on any drugstore shelf.
Oh, bummer.
So literally every glassed contestant only ever had eyes for that cookbook, I see. An 18-year-old mystery. And the key to unraveling it is finally in my grasp. I just need to remember everything Fender told me about what he and my father discovered. Oh, fuck. My son and Frost used to go to elementary school together. Oh, fuck, I didn't save. Hold on, let me load and just drill through it. There we go. Okay. My son. Wait. Ugh. My son and Frosts used to go to elementary school together. I don't think that does anything for me. What if I do the other option? Hold on. What if I ask about the semifinal? Will that give me anything new? Did something change between the semifinal and the final, Mr. Gusto? Not really. The only difference between the semifinal and the final was that Frost wasn't helping me. Ain't that a lie? That's a lie, right? Wait, they said that his kid was there too. If Frost was there for, like, presentation-wise, and Gusto was there for flavor, but he couldn't taste anything, what if his son was there? Cause he literally just said that his son... Yeah, it says in there, Gusto's son visited the father through the semifinal. What if the son was helping too? Wait, no way! Wait, the kid! It was the kid that was helping! I can think of one significant difference between the semifinal and the final, Mr. Gusto. You had your child! Your son! This is him in the photograph, correct? You told me he was here with you up through the semi-final. He was. What of it? What indeed? He was here with you until the semi-final, until he suddenly wasn't for the final. And just as suddenly your work went from being lauded for its flavor to being lambasted for it. I don't think that's coincidence, do you? His son was helping. He wasn't just spending quality time with his father. He was playing a much more pivotal role than that. He was helping! I just wanted him to see me hard at work, to show him I was trying my best for us. Who knows, maybe it was him being here that helped me do so well in those early rounds.
He talks a good game, but nothing about this guy screams super dad to me.
Indeed. Thankfully, we would only have to give such an idea credence if his story were true. After all, how much could the encouragement of one small boy affect the taste of a grown man's work? Mr. Gusto prided himself on the flavor of his creations, but then he lost his sense of taste. He must have had a tough time maintaining his high standards after such a devastating loss. Unless... I'm sure your son was here to cheer you on. But that wasn't all he was here to do, was it? You're a very suspicious man, Mr. Prosecutor, but why not try answering yourself for a change? What was an elementary school kid doing here other than to support his father? He was to taste it! Yum yum yum! Your son knew the taste of your work pretty well, I imagine, Mr. Gusto. He was my biggest fan. Of course he knew it. In which case, he would have been a good judge of whether something tasted on brand, so to speak. No? What are you implying? You've already told us that you were suffering from a taste disorder. I'll admit it. You're good. I never told anybody of this, but you figured it out anyway. It's true. 18 years ago, I developed agousia. No one knew about your condition. Indeed, I doubt Mr. Frost would have wanted to continue collaborating with you had he found out. After all, it was your job to make sure his creations tasted good. Therefore, your son wasn't just here to support you. He was helping you by taste testing your work. Ah! Dang, now it all makes sense. Oh my god, the child was in it. The child was in on it. Frost's stuff tasted good because it really was finished the day before, when the kid was still here. Why is it laughing? You have a vivid imagination, Mr. Prosecutor. But do you seriously think I'd trust a kid to tell me how to adjust the taste of my masterpieces? You don't trust your own son, you asshat! I have some pride, you know. Even back then. Did you know? My designs may not have been much to write home about back then, but I always knew my work tasted better than anybody else's. You think I'd risk everything by putting my reputation in the hands of a child? This is just more speculation. That's all it is. Ugh. In that case, I asked to speak with your son this instant. Let's see how much of your story he can corroborate. Sadly for you, my son is no longer my concern. Is he dead? What? As soon as I got my sense of taste back, I went straight to Shangfa to start my training. And cut off all ties with— Oh, you asshat! And cut off all ties with the kid for good.
What?
You abandoned your own child? And that ain't the half of it. No one knows where he is, even now. The cops have looked all over for him, but no dice. So, still think you can prove your asinine theory? I'd like to see you try. Oh, you dick! You think I could care about anything besides You think I care about anything besides confectionery? Think again! I got my sense of taste back. What need do I have for a son? You jackass! Silence in the courtroom. While Mr. Gusto's words and actions may demonstrate a certain lack of humanity on his part, the goddess of justice cannot judge him for that. Therefore, Mr. Edgeworth, I believe it is time for you to admit defeat. Yeah, give it up. 18 years is a long time for anything to surface now. Proof or otherwise.
Mr. Edgeworth, we have to do something. If we don't, the truth might be lost forever.
Where are you, Detective Gumshoe? Can't imagine whose blood it could possibly be, but I'll get it tested right away, sir. Please do, Detective. Oh yeah, he's testing it right now. Fuck! It's the last piece of the puzzle, I'm sure of it. Once we know whose blood it is. Hey, Miles. Sorry to cut in on your mind palace time, but I was pondering something myself. Our friend Gusto didn't come here just to check up on the body, did he? Maybe not. You mean because he tried to open the case? Exactamundo. Think we have anything that might explain why he tried to do that? We might. If Detective Gumshoe can make it back in time with a certain piece of evidence.
That's quite enough idle chatter, defense.
Now, if you... Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Gumshoe! Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Sorry to keep you waiting! Speak of the devil. I take it you have the test results, Detective? Yes, sir! The lab just got back to me! Detective, please. Court is in session. Now then, am I right to assume that you are bringing us the evidence Mr. Edgeworth was just speaking of? What? Hey, no fair! Why didn't anybody tell me any of this? It is indeed the evidence in question, Your Honor. It needed testing, so I asked him to carry it out. What the? Why is everybody always helping you? I'm supposed to be the one in charge here. I'm the gamer boy. I'm the one who wins. is! Mr. Winter, I'm sorry I didn't involve you, but this is important. Can we at least hear what the detective has to say? Well, alright. So, Detective Gumshoe, what did the tests have to tell us? You're not gonna believe this, but the owner of the blood we found in the liquid at the bottom of the Gemini case is Carmelo Gusto, the victim of the poison gas attack. What are you talking about? Thank you, Detective. You've been very helpful. He's guilty as fuck! Well, it looks like my suspicions were correct.
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, what do you mean? Explain yourself. What is the significance of this blood to this case? I was by the body, It's only the very thing the perpetrator of the IS-7 incident has been trying to hide all these years. The fact that your blood was found inside the Gemini case, Mr. Gusto, is as good as us finding your blood lying right next to Mr. Frost's body. Why would there be traces of your blood there? Of all places, Mr. Gusto? If you won't answer her honor, Mr. Gusto, then I will. There wasn't just blood in the liquid from the Gemini case, there were traces of salt and sugar, too. There were? And if you remember, one particular part of Mr. Frost's work was allegedly very salty indeed. Oh yeah. You're talking about what Delicia told us back then, right? What was it again?
Did they ever? I've never tried ices so scrumptious in all my life.
Really? Man, I wish I could have had a bite.
Well, scrumptious except for the salty bit, of course. That was unbearable.
The salty bit?
It's in the other photo you've got there. This bit. The harpy thing.
Gemini's liar. Yes, the liar, and only the liar, tasted as if it had been flavored with salt. There were no traces of salt anywhere else in Mr. Frost's entry. Very interesting. Then perhaps you could tell us, Mr. Edgeworth, where did the salt on the liar come from? Where did the salt on the liar come from? No way. This is the lamp from the IS-7 incident? Indeed. I believe that the salt that gave the liar its flavor came from just such a lamp. Mr. Von Karma had established that both salt lamps were in Mr. Tangaroa's room at the time of the crime. One of them was used to kill Mr. Frost. And it was stained with his blood. But no corresponding pool of blood was found in Mr. Tangaroa's room. That's right, it was swiped. Right, because the culprit had chucked the piece of chocolate with that on it into the little stream. Furthermore, aside from the liar, no traces of salt were found anywhere else in Mr. Frost's room either. Hey, come to think of it, the lamps we found in Delicia's room were both broken. The lamps appear to be broken. Bulbs are smashed. Both of them. Maybe they fell and broke on the floor. We never did figure out how the one that wasn't used to kill Frost got busted, but are we thinking maybe it had Gusto's blood on it at some point? Anyone whose blood was found on one of the lamps would have been a person of interest to the police. So the killer needed to hide the blood somehow, and in a way that wouldn't arouse suspicion. Are you seriously suggesting that the liar was used to do just that? I am. I suspect the bloody salt was somehow applied to the liar so that it could be hidden inside the case. And the thought of Delicia unknowingly eating the liar with somebody else's blood on it is grossing me the fuck out. Alright, anyways. Because unlike the fountain water, the sculptures would have needed more time and care to test properly. So he waited and waited for his chance to dispose of the liar undetected. Then, the reason he's here today is 18 years ago, Mr. Frost's body and the evidence pointing to his killer were taken away together. This, of course, was not part of the perpetrator's plan, and thus a new dilemma arose. The possibility that the body, the incriminating evidence, or both would resurface one day. So back he comes again 18 years later, sneaking in bright and early to try and cover his tracks. Well, Mr. Gusto, are you finally ready to admit it? That you are the one responsible for the IS-7 incident? Mr. Gusto, it's all because of you that Samson... Uh-oh. Oh, God. Gusto. So I finally got caught, huh? All these years later. Oh, he's admitting it. Holy shit, we got his ass! Nobody came close back then. Not even the big shot prosecutor. Or the attorney. That's some impressive work, Mr. Prosecutor. I have to hand it to you. You admit it, then, that you murdered Artie Frost. Oh, boy. Sure I do. I did it. I killed him. But he only had himself to blame. What do you mean by that? He agreed to help me. We were supposed to help each other so that one of us could win. And whoever won was supposed to let the other use the cookbook. But on the day of the final, that rat finally showed his true colors. Seriously, Frost? We had a deal! Sorry, I'm not helping you in the final. Our little agreement is over, Gusto. But I helped you! I spent all day yesterday making the ice for your pieces! Did you? And you can prove that, I suppose? What do you... Wait. You were planning to betray me right from the start, weren't you? The Frost double-crossed me. I had to make my piece for the final by myself. And like you said, my son wasn't there. So I didn't have any help with the flavor either. So much for the pride you claim to have. So much for the pride you claim to have in your ability to make delicious desserts. Go ahead and judge. You have no idea what it was like for someone like me to lose my sense of taste. I gave up everything to become the best. Everything! I take pride in that. Something someone like you could never understand. You're right. I don't understand. Do you take pride in the fact that you resorted to murder? Or that you abandoned your son? Why would I want to understand someone who could do such things? A man can't afford to rely on other people. I learned that the hard way 18 years ago. My son never showed up on the day of the final. And in hindsight, I wouldn't be surprised if Frost was the reason why.
Why would you think that? What exactly happened to your son?
How am I supposed to know? I told you, he's none of my concern anymore. And according to you guys, nobody knows where he is now either.
You don't care? You're horrible!
So with his disappearance, so too went your chances of winning, correct? Yeah, I had to find another way of getting my hands on that book. That's when inspiration struck. I'd kill a man! I decided to skip afternoon tea and snuck into Tangaroa's room. He took pictures. Should have been so easy. All I had to do was photograph the formulas I needed and get out of there. But then Frost showed up. I thought I might find you here. Stealing recipes from the famous cookbook, Tut tut tut. Frost! What's this? A cure for taste disorders. Oh no, that's just too tragic. A confectioner who can't taste anything? What will people say? If you tell anybody, I'll... Ugh! You what? You can't even hit me, you miserable worm! Why, you! Frost shoved me hard when I went to punch him, knocked me clean off my feet. I crashed into one of the lamps. Must have been when my blood got on it.
So Mr. Frost wasn't the first to get hurt.
When it was all over, I realized I had to get rid of that blood somehow, so I scraped off all the bloodied bits. I dissolved those salt shavings in some flavored ice mixture and brushed it all over the harp. And that's how you made the evidence linking you to the murder vanish. Frost was going to blackmail me. He would have made me give him money to keep quiet about my condition. So you decided you had to kill him. Oh boy. Yeah, I guess I did. Why would I let him live? Would you want someone holding something like that over your head? Besides, ooh, goodness. Oh, sorry, chat. Reflex is a bitch. Okay. Might be. Besides, he's the one who drew first blood. Makes sense for a solid case of self-defense, don't you think? So that was the oh god, impetus. Impetus? I'm gonna pronounce it like that, and if it's not that, who cares? I don't know. So that was the impetus behind it all. Anyway, I initially took the lamp to Frost's room, went straight there once I'd figured out how I was going to hide the bloody part. Inspired by all the ice sculpting tools lying about the place, I guess. You're not as dumb as you pretend to be. Yeah, figured I could use them to chip it off and grind it up. Once that was done, painting the stuff all over the harp was easy. But why Samson? Why did you have to frame him? Oh. I never meant for the cops to pin it on him. That was your fault. You and the rest of them. Why do you think I went to the trouble of placing the lamps and cloths back in Scone's room? There's only one reason to plant the murder weapon in the room of another contestant, and that's to cast suspicion on that person.
What? You tried to frame me, Gusty Pants?
Yeah.
But why? Why poor old me?
I respected Tangaroa. He was the best. A true champion. I would never have wanted him to take the fall. But you're a fraud. Your work wasn't even real. You had no respect for our craft at all. You deserve to be punished for what you did.
Oh, Gusty, how could you?
You had refrained from eating had you refrained from eating Tangaroa's work, Frost's body wouldn't have been found. My plan was to wait until Tangaroa was judging your room. That's when I'd sneak the corpse into Frost's room and freeze it. Thanks to you, Bound here found it before I had a chance to retrieve it. I don't understand. Why did you need to freeze his body at all? Huh. Why indeed? Mr. Edgeworth, surely you must know. Why did Mr. Gusto need to freeze... Wait. Need to freeze... Mr... Wait. Huh? Need to freeze... Oh, wait! Because wouldn't that... That would mess up with when the police would be able to tell when he was murdered. Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, that would screw up stuff with the time. Mr. Gusto needed to freeze Mr. Frost's body in order to obscure the time of death. If they determined that the murder occurred during afternoon tea, he would have been an obvious suspect. Bingo! Freezing Frost's body wasn't simple. Preparing everything took time. So I decided to put his body in the chest in Tangaroa's room while I got everything ready in Frost's. At the time, it seemed like the perfect hiding place. Never counted on some gluttonous pharmacist showing up and making the whole ship collapse.
I still don't get it, though. Why disguise the body as an ice sculpture at all?
The sooner it was found, the smaller the effect of freezing it would have. Whoa, bleh. God, my brain is like dying in the middle of when I read these sentences. The sooner it was found, the smaller the effect of freezing it would have had on masking the time of death. Therefore, he needed to disguise it, at least until it fully frozen. How awful! Using Mr. Frost's own work to help you cover up the truth behind his murder! Ironically, Tangaroa would have been just fine if the body hadn't been found before I got it out of his room. If only things had gone to plan, he wouldn't even have been arrested, let alone convicted. You mean it was my fault? Everything that happened to Samson, it was all because I found the body? Don't let him get inside your head, Judes. None of this is your fault. If it wasn't Samson, it would have been Delicia instead. She would have been the one they arrested. Either way, there's only one person to blame here, and that's Gusto. It didn't help that the initial detective was so bad at his job either. He never even told the prosecutor that the body had vanished. So then, Mr. Von Karma had unwittingly placed Mr. Tangaroa under arrest in the absence of a body? I mean, I guess it would explain why he was so keen to wrap things up. Still, you'd think he'd notice something as big as that if he'd taken a look at a few reports, right? What if someone had been deliberately distorting the facts of the case, though? Either way, it seems that Mr. Von Karma didn't know about the body until after the arrest had been made. But admitting that would have spoiled his perfect record. So he kept it to himself, and proceeded to prosecute Mr. Tangaroa regardless. Can this really be true?
You don't feel bad at all? Somebody spent 18 years in prison because of you.
Sticks and stones, girlie. Sticks and stones. What a jerk! I ought to arrest you right now, pal! We can't. I'm afraid I can't allow you to do that, Detective. Oh, it's because of the Statute of Limitations. So you noticed, huh? Glad somebody did. The judge is right. You can't lay a finger on me.
What? Why? You just confessed to murder.
It's the Statute. No idea, huh? Then I guess I'd better lay it out for you. It's the Statute of Limitations. I killed Frost 18 years ago. The statute of limitations for murder in this country is 15 years. You do the math. You can't arrest me. You think I'd have confessed otherwise? We can't do that.
That's right. The statute of limitations is only 15 years. Is this really the end of the line, Mr. Edgeworth?
Once the statute has expired, he can't be charged, so...
But...
How unfortunate, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm afraid that both Mr. Gusto's confession and your deductions will have to be struck from the record, and that Mr. Tangaroa's conviction will remain in place. But we've finally proven that the police never had Mr. Frost's body in their possession. Even if we can't arrest Mr. Gusto, surely Mr. Tangaroa has grounds for a retrial on that basis. Does he? I wouldn't be so sure. I'm afraid that the goddess's judgments are somewhat harder to overturn than you might imagine. Does the committee means for the verdict from 18 years ago to stand, no matter what? Bad luck, Mr. Prosecutor! There must be something we can do. Something to bring Mr. Gusto down. I killed Frost 18 years ago. The statute of limitations for murder in this country is 15 years. You do the math. You think I'd have confessed otherwise? In this country. He went to Shangfa. Does that have anything different to do with it? Depending on your actions over the last 18 years, the statute may not have expired yet. This ought to be good. Alright, I got nothing to hide. If there's something you want to ask it. Very well. Tell us where you've been, and what you've been doing since the incident. Sure. Not long after the contest, I was able to cure my taste disorder thanks to the formula from the book. Not so long after that, he went to Shangfa! I went to Shangfa to really buckle down and hone my craft. That explains a lot. We tried to contact you after the fact, but I guess you were long gone by then, huh? Could be. I left, let's see, around a year after the murder. It was before Tangaroa's last day in court. Going to Shangfa was the best thing I ever did. Flavor, design. Oh my god, it's a wolf! I'm the full package now. And all on the backs of those whose lives you destroyed. What's an omelet without a few eggs? Nothing, Mr. Prosecutor. Nothing.
You're evil.
Sticks and stones, girly. You can't arrest me, and that's all that matters. Ugh. I need more to work with. There has to be something I can get out of him. Maybe I can push him further on the statements he just made. Shangfa! We gotta focus on, like, the country that he was in. He was in a different country. Maybe the Statute of Limitations is different then. I'd like you to tell us more about your training in Shangfa, if you wouldn't mind. Fine. I later went to Shangfa to train, and I finally became the best in the world. The statute is suspended and should the suspect flee to a foreign country. Motherfucker. The Statute of Limitations for murder is subject to the following condition. The statute is suspended should the suspect flee to a foreign country. Which means the time you spent abroad doesn't count toward the total time under the statute. You're fucked now, bitch.
No way. So it's like someone hit pause while he was in Shangfa?
It appears that there may be time left on the clock yet. That will depend on how long you stayed in Shangfa, Mr. Gusto. It was 3 years exactly. 3 years. Hold on. Nobody say anything until I've done the math. The murder happened 18 years back. The statute is 15 years. Add the 3 overseas.
15 plus 3 makes exactly 18. Which means... No way! Mr. Edgeworth, you did it! The statute hasn't expired after all!
Oh boy. Bingo! 18 years exactly! Glad you worked it out for yourselves. He's just been stringing us along with his whole... Wait, he's just been stringing us along this whole time!
Why is he laughing? We're good, aren't we? We can arrest him now?
Hate to break it to you, little sis, but IS-7 went down at the end of December. It's April now, which means, strictly speaking, it's been 18 years and 4 months since Frost's murder. If Gusto's stay in Shangfa really lasted 3 years on the nose, it's not enough. We're a few months short.
Not enough? But...
What'd I tell you? You can't touch me! Oh, shit. I hate to admit it, but he'd read the board well when he made his confession. How unfortunate, Mr. Edgeworth. If only the statute had been suspended for another year. Ugh. Those who would overturn the goddess's judgment must be willing to pay the price should they fail. And you, Mr. Edgeworth, have failed. No! There must be something I can do. I knew it. Well, if the law can't bring Mr. Gusto to justice, then... Jude, what are you thinking?
Objection!
There's no need to go adding to your rap sheet just yet. We're not done here. Far from it. Because there's still a way we can nail him.
There is?
Alright, Miles Areno, pep talk. I need you to think back over everything we know about the case. Gusto's overlooked one critical thing that you yourself were led to believe wrongly about. Which is, he wasn't there for Samson's last trial, remember?
Best I can tell, he doesn't seem to know what the final verdict that came down on that day is. Oh yeah, he was an accomplice! Which means there's still one way left to us. Crack open your statutes for dummies there and take another look. Yes, sir! Statute is suspended from the time of any accomplice's Oh! Holy shit. 17 years ago, they really did a number on Samson and framed him like a pretty picture. But if we make good use of that verdict now, we can make Gusto pay in full for what he's done. Fender, are you? I'm a genius. Those who would overturn the goddess's judgment must be willing to pay the price should they fail. Samson's my client, Miles, and I can't bring myself to use the source of his pain as a weapon in this fight. So whether we play our last card or not, it's gonna have to be up to you. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Bringing Mr. Gusto to justice can only happen if I use the outcome of that hard-fought trial. So, should I raise an objection and play that card or not? Oh god. Yeah, I gotta. I should. I need to. I gotta. My father and Mr. Von Karma. One sought to reveal the truth, the other to hide it. I know which path I choose to follow. The one that seeks to reveal the truth. This court has reached its final verdict. The record would state that Mr. Gusto has been found not guilty on all counts. Shut the fuck up! No, Your Honor. Mr. Carmelo Gusto is absolutely guilty, and I refuse to let him walk away. His crimes are too unspeakable to go unpunished. Do you mean to suggest that you have grounds upon which to call for his arrest? I do. Now to show Judge Gavell something that proves the Statute of Limitations have yet expired. Oh shit, wait. What? Wait. Wait. What? But it's an accomplice! Oh. The very verdict. Hold on. Where's my case file? Convicted as an accomplice based on his confession. Very well. Is there a particular page of suspect data? Bonk! I'd like to direct your attention to the page concerning the suspect. As you can see, Samson Tangaroa was convicted as an accomplice. It took around 1 year from his indictment to that verdict to be reached. Yes, that does seem to be the case. The book you gave us details certain conditions pertaining to the Statute of Limitations for murder. One of them, as I mentioned, is the statute is suspended if the suspect flees the country, and another states that the statute is suspended from the time of any accomplice's indictment to the end of their trial. What? Tangaroa was convicted as an accomplice? Yup. Guess you were in Shangfa when the verdict came down. Samson was convicted as an accomplice, not as the main perpetrator, which is clearly news to you. And not good news either, am I right? But how can that be? Tangaroa wasn't an accomplice to anyone.
He was innocent and you know it! Oh, we know it! That's what we've been trying to prove all along. And in a pleasing twist of fate, his wrongful conviction will be the very thing that sets him free. If you spent 3 years in Shangfa, and your accomplice Sang-Sin Tangaro was on trial for 1 year, it means you can still be charged with Mr. Frost's murder up to 19 years after the fact. In other words, the statute of limitations hasn't expired at all. Ma! The goddess's judgment is infallible, but that of her servants, it appears, is not. It seems the prosecutor in charge of this case may have been erred. Unbelievably, we may have no choice but to instigate a full inquiry. No! How could this? You weren't supposed to be able to— 18 years! That's a long time to let somebody else suffer for your crimes. It's time to pay the piper, Gusto, and not a moment too soon. Ah! But I'm finally the greatest. My brilliance has been recognized. I gave up everything for this. Everything! Even my son! More's the pity. But you can't run from the law forever, because the bills come due at last. Here's the big reaction moment of the case from the guilty. Oh my god, what is he doing? What is happening? Holy shit! Damn, that's impressive. Did he just stab it? Oh my god! It was hollow on the inside? Damn. Okay. Mr. Gusto's all set for his trip downtown, sir. Oh, good. Which means it's your turn next, right? I suppose so. Judes. I'm so sorry, everybody. I've caused you all so much trouble. But thank you. Thank you so much for bringing Mr. Gusto to justice at last. I'm afraid there's no escaping the consequences of your actions, Miss Bound. But those actions were born of the legal mistakes that were made all those years ago. We all know that. So allow me to apologize in return, on behalf of the prosecution. Oh, no. I have no one to blame but myself for it all. Starting with those sculptures. Hey, Judes. You think maybe you might want me to represent you? I'm not some nervous newbie anymore. And there's no way I'm letting you take the rap for everything. Oh! Oh, I'd be honored. Thank you, Mr. Fender. Oh, such a baby. No bean. Bring it in, bestie! Yay! Sorry, ma'am, but you gotta come with me now. Of course. Bye, bestie. Oh, you bitch. Judge Gabelle, why did you lie to us? Lie? What are you talking about? You implied that there was no case for a retrial, but as we've proven, that wasn't true. Surely anyone truly committed to seeing justice done would have called one as soon as the body was found. 'Cause you're a bitch. I'm under no obligation to answer such questions. You clearly have no intention of doing so either. Truly, you are proving to be quite a threat to the Committee for Prosecutorial Excellence. I have to remove your badge. Ugh! As such, you give me little choice but to report back on your continued transgressions. No doubt you will be called to appear before the committee in due course. Now, I must be on my way.
What the heck? After you caught the real killer and everything? Isn't that what prosecutors are supposed to do?
Regardless of how it may all play out, I will never regret what we accomplished here today.
Mr. Edgeworth.
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth. Yes? Why'd you stick your nose in this case anyway? You weren't even on the job! My job is to bring the truth to light, Mr. Winter. Not only as a prosecutor, but as a person. I don't get it. I wouldn't expect you to understand. Not as long as you believe that closing a case makes you a winner. That's going way over my head. I'm going home! But I'll cry in a corner.
What was that all about?
Eustace still has a lot to learn, is all.
Huh? Milesy Wilesy!
Yes!
I just wanted to say old Greggy Pegleg would have been so proud of you today. Oh, look at me tearing up. And thanks for helping poor Sammy Poople.
Of course. Oh, I forgot Larry was still here. Hey, Edgy! Looks like you cleared everything up, huh? So, what happened exactly? I was kind of busy sketching. Wait, where did Judy and Verity go?
Wow, you really weren't paying attention, were you?
Well, you're off the hook, dude. Though I am loath to admit it, Larry's sketches did come through for us on more than one occasion. Not that I'm about to tell him that. Quit it with the glaring, will ya? Whatever I did, I'm sorry! Calm down, Larry. I wasn't glaring at you. You totally were. Just like your pop. You're just like your pop. He was a terrible liar, too. He was? Listen, I'm gonna head out. I need to fill Samson in on what went down today. You wanna come with? Yes, of course.
Great! Then I'm coming too.
Oh, we get to actually talk to him? Oh my god. What?
So what's Mr. Tangaroa like? I can't wait to finally meet him.
Oh, he's a real sweetheart. You'll love him. Even while locked up, he can't help but make all sorts of cookies and cakes for everyone. That's why 3 p.m. cake extravaganza is a thing for prisoners and guards alike.
Really? That sounds awesome. You think there'll be any left for us to try?
Didn't we find a few slices of chocolate cake in the prison the other day? Could they have been some of Mr. Tangaroa's baked goods? Oh, yeah, I think I remember that. Oh, shit. I don't remember where he found that, but I remember something like that happening. He still has white hair.
Gummy, what are you doing here?
I heard you all were coming to see Mr. Tangaroa, so I volunteered to escort him. Hello, new friends. I'm Samson Tangaroa. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth, at your service.
And I'm Mr. Edgeworth's trusty sidekick, Kay Faraday.
I almost called her May. It's very nice to meet you both. Miles here is Gregory's son. Is that so? Your father was very kind to me and fought so hard for my case, but in the end I betrayed him. I made a false confession and... Don't worry, Mr. Tangaroa. Mr. Fender has explained everything to me. Sure did. And now we're here to tell you the truth about what happened 18 years ago. The truth? Judy did all that for me. Crazy kid racked her brain for 18 years until she finally figured out how to set you free. What can I say? Turns out she really would do anything for you. Oh, Judy, I never did anything to deserve such devotion. Come now, Mr. Tangaroa, I think we all know that's not true. The bond between the two of you has held strong for all these years, after all. You think so? I guess I'd better show him. Which piece of evidence is proof of the bond, Mr. Tangaroa, Miss Bouncer? Chocolate! Where's the chocolate? Where's the chocolate? Those chocolates. Judy made them, didn't she? Yes, she did.
They're super delicious and sweet.
Miss Bowden continued making them just as you taught her, even after that fateful day, so that there would always be some waiting for you when you finally came home. Judy. Oh, such a bean! I bet they're beyond super sweet then, aren't they? Very much so, I'm afraid. I only wish we could hand them to you. Don't worry, sir. I'll make sure he gets them later. Which would be a clear breach of prison policy. Not that I have the authority now to stop him anyway. Thank you very much. You know, Detective, something about you reminds me of Detective Bad. Really, pal? 'Cause I look up to him a lot. He's my role model. He definitely wasn't part of the Yatagarasu. You don't say. It seems like fate likes to bring people of all sorts together, huh? You hang in there, Samson. Just a little longer. I should be able to get you out soon. I'm sorry it's taken so long. Nobody should have to wait 18 years to get justice. Don't be silly, Eddie. I'm the one who should be saying sorry. Or rather... Thank you. Truly. Samson. Well, I guess it's my turn to wait for Judy to come home now. I better make sure there's something delicious on the table for her when she finally walks through that door. Don't let me down, Eddie. Leave it to me, big guy. Oh, we're all besties! The IS-7 incident. It's been 18 long years, but this case we'd inherited from my father is finally coming to a close. Oh? Hey, Miles, thanks for today. And sorry for forcing you to make the final call like that. Not at all. I simply made the call that felt right to me.
Huh? What are you guys talking about?
You know, Samson was wrongfully convicted. We had to pretend that he wasn't in order to nail Gusto. But to use his false conviction against him? Even to save him? As his lawyer, I just couldn't bring myself to do it.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I guess we did. It makes sense, because that evidence was his conviction was made on false evidence, and therefore was, like, not the truth. I guess I understand why, yeah. But now that Gusto's behind bars, I can finally start to get that wrongful conviction overturned. Yes, and I'm sure you will.
Wait a minute. Does that mean that even if you were only doing what's right, if the false conviction had been overturned before today, Mr. Gusto would have gotten away scot-free?
Yep. It's what we folks in the trade like to call a legal contradiction. The law is far from perfect.
Because of things like legal contradictions, right?
Yeah, but you never know. Things might change. The law is always evolving, just like us humans. Your Uncle Eddie and Miles Areno included, am I right? The potential for growth and change. In people and the law, huh? So, Miles, are you going to keep fighting crime as a prosecutor or help people as an attorney? Something tells me you've got a big decision ahead of you. One only you can answer. I know. Well, let's just say I won't complain if you show up at the office one day. And on that note, it's time for me to skedaddle. I owe you big time, and I always repay my debts. But for now, thanks again for today. I mean it.
Bye, bestie! See you later! Did he seem kind of in a hurry to get out of here to you?
He did. And honestly speaking, I'm the one who owes him a debt of gratitude. After all, he gave me the chance to reckon with my father's final case. When I was a boy, all I ever dreamed of was becoming an attorney like my father. But then during my time with Mr. Von Karma, I learned the way of the prosecutor instead. Eventually, with the help of some good friends, I found my own voice and a new way to live. Yeah, my boyfriend, his name is Phoenix. No. But now my career as a prosecutor is at risk of being taken away from me. It may be time to take another long, hard look at how I want to live my life, whether I like it or not. Oh? 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 What's happening? Hey, Gregory. Sorry for reporting in so late. Oh! Oh! Oh my god, I'm gonna fucking cry. It may have taken 18 years, but we're finally in a position to prove Samson's innocence. All thanks to your boy Miles. I couldn't have done it without him. You should have seen him. The way he fought for the truth gave me chills. It was like I was watching you. Oh, I'm gonna cry! Look, I know I'm not half the attorney you were, but those guiding principles you tried to instill in me, I like to think I'm embodying them now as I carry on your legacy. Here's hoping. What the fuck? What the hell? Your boy will be joining me in that soon. Am I going to fight crime as a prosecutor? Or help people as an attorney? What is the right answer? Which path should I choose? Baby, you're doing great as a prosecutor. You're A-okay. Oh, yay! God, this game it's gonna make me fucking cry. Oh my god. Okay, Kay is on this picture, and I'm a little nervous. I'm surprised. Oh, okay. I was surprised that I didn't remember Gavel being on this picture, but that's okay. I wish it was Fender here instead of Gregory, but that's alright too. Okay, and Eustace is the last one, so... Okay. Chat. We're gonna do what we always do with Ace Attorney. We are going to play the intro of this case to see what we're delving into next, and then we're gonna call it. Yes. Alrighty. What the fuck is happening? Let's get a little sneak peek. Turnabout Forsaken. Oh, I hereby call this meeting to order. It's the committee. Fuck! The committee is gathered here in the sight of the goddess to pass fair and frank judgment. The purpose of this hearing is to assess the professional competency of Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Oh, fuck!
Are you?
Whoa!
Why are you wearing that raincoat?
The killer! Is it Shelly?
No!
Ah! Oh my god, did she get pushed off a fucking building? Does she die? What is happening? It's the guy in the rain. Wait, oh, is Shelly back? Cause we did not catch Shelly to kill her after the first case. That would have been wild. Also, Kay just got pushed off of a fucking building. So... That's not good. Alright. Chat. We are gonna call it here. Oh, that was a good case. I'm so happy that we got to, like, delve into Edgeworth's, like, past and everything. And we got to play as Gregory, too. That was very cool indeed. Is there anybody I can raid? Ooh, There is not. That's okay. Chat, you guys can just go scatter.
Thanks for chilling. I greatly appreciate it.
When will the next stream be? Maybe, probably this weekend. I think. I'm gonna shoot for this weekend. And we will begin Case 4. And the goal is to complete Case 4 and Case 5, the last two cases, before the end of June. And then once we're done with Ace Attorney Investigations Collection, I will begin my playthrough, my first time blind playthrough of The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD. Yes, yes. Yeah, the one for the Wii U, guys. I'm gonna have the big clunky controller and everything. It's gonna be great. Alright. Chat. Remember to drink some water. Remember to eat some snacks. And remember that you are a loved and valued person. I'm hopping off for the night. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye-bye!
Bye-bye.